Hey, thanks for joining me today. I am so glad to see you here. This is actually one of my most favorite topics, and I'm going to be doing many videos on this. And honestly, I don't think there's nearly enough people taking interest in how important this really is for your person with dementia. But that's another video. I want to help you learn how to effectively and quickly engage your person with dementia. Usually, when you need a diversion, it's at a time that's not the most convenient. So planning is a must. When we have a solid plan, we have greater success. As you try different techniques, use what is successful. If it works, repeat it. To us, this may feel repetitive, but they don't have short-term memory. So to them, it's a brand new activity. So if it's working, just do it over and over again. They don't find it boring. And then if you try something and it fails, just stop using that one. It may be too difficult for them, or maybe it's too simple for them. It could go either way. It's all about adapting to the person's abilities. And we all know that that can change from minute to minute. If they don't like an activity, end it immediately. If you don't, you're going to turn an activity into a behavior. People with neurodeficiencies need to be cognitively stimulated. The problem is that they just can't get started. They don't know what to do with themselves. This is why they feel confused and they get frustrated. They feel like they should be doing something, but they don't know what they should be doing. Think about this. When are you not doing something? Tell me. Comment below. When are you not doing something? Watching TV? That's doing something. Reading? That's doing something. Meditating? That's doing something. So unless we're asleep, we're doing something. What is the person with dementia doing? The poor thing has no idea what to do with themselves. So get cracking, find things for them to do. It's not really as hard as you think it is. I remember I went to this lady's house and she had dementia, and I was talking with her husband and she was all over us. We couldn't carry on a conversation. She was so sweet, but we couldn't get anything done. I was looking around the room in my mind, searching for a distraction. Nothing. I asked him, do you by any chance have one of those big boxes or a big tin of buttons? And he said yes. So I asked, would you mind getting that for me? He left the room, and she and I had a very interesting conversation about our boobs. The husband kept apologizing for this, but it really wasn't necessary. She was so happy talking about her boobies, and I was enjoying her humor. We were all laughing hysterically. Anyway, he hands me this tin of buttons, and I put it in front of her, and I opened it up, and her eyes just about popped out of her head. She was like, wow. She was so interested in all those glittery buttons. I started showing her how to put the big ones to one side and the smaller ones on the other side. And then we started putting the shiny metal ones up at the top. An activity that may seem simple or boring to us may be challenging enough for the person with dementia. It's really great if you can ask them to help you by sorting the buttons. This gives them a sense of inclusion and accomplishment and purpose. And that is the goal of an activity, is to give them a sense of purpose. You could take a deck of cards. If the person loved to play cards in the past, they may no longer be able to play a game or follow the instructions, but they're familiar with a deck of cards. Ask them to sort the cards by suits, or even simpler, just separate them from black and red. So engaging with the cards is a past meaningful activity to them, but we can simplify it and still make it part of their life. So I've got a bit of a treat for you today, And as most of you know, activities is one of my favorite things about dementia. And I think it is one of the least topics that gets any attention. I think that we have to consider activities as much as we consider communication or behaviors. But today, I've got a real treat. I'm going to show you several examples of some activities that you can do with your person with dementia that I have created over the years, and I've had lots and lots of success with. So these are proven activities. Now, there's a lot of things to consider when you're putting together activities for your person. The first thing is try to consider where their interests were in the past and how could you try to incorporate those interests or hobbies. So this is where you have to be really tuned into the person that you're engaging in an activity with. You're going to want to closely keep an eye on them, and if they're enjoying the activity, then that's fantastic. Keep using it. Just keep going. But if you feel that they're getting overwhelmed, frustrated, they freeze up, or the task is too difficult, then you need to stop the activity immediately. And keep in mind that it's never, ever about finishing the activity. It's about enjoying the time spent. It has nothing to do with completion. I want to make sure that that is very clear. So please comment below. It's not about finishing. It's about enjoying. Comment below. So I have an activity kit here, and we're going to go through some of the things in it, and hopefully you can use it, or it might spark some ideas for your person on what they would enjoy. Oh, by the way, I have a whole list of activity ideas for different stages of dementia on my website, and that's at answersabout-alzheimers.org. It's a free downloadable PDF just for you. So we're going to cut in a minute, and we're going to go in the other room, and I'm going to show you some really wonderful activities. Okay? Please hold. Okay, so you guys are in for such a treat. So this has been kind of my secret for many, many years, and I'm going to reveal it for you today. So activities are, like I said earlier, one of my most favorite things. So back when I owned a home care agency, I created these kits. My husband now owns a home care agency, but back in my day, I created these kits for some of our clients with Alzheimer's and dementia, and I put them together, and we would train the team on how to use these. But they're very simple. And because I know that some people think I'm not creative enough to come up with these ideas on my own, so once we kind of talk about this and go through it, you're going to start coming up with ideas for your own person with dementia, because the more you can personalize the activity, the better. They'll more enjoy it and be more engaging in it. So hopefully after we go through this, you're going to start thinking, the wheels are going to start turning, and you're going to come up with your own awesome ideas. So this is a combination of a few different kits that we have. And I'm just going to kind of go through the different activities so that you can see how we use them, what might work and what might not work. Because not every person is going to be attracted to the same type of activities. And I can't tell you how many times I have asked a family member, what about adult coloring? Oh no, my mom would never ever. She's not there yet. But you know what? You don't know until you try it. Because, and especially if it's with maybe even someone else other than the family member, but you don't know until you try. And just something as simple as putting the crayon or colored pencil in their hand and seeing what they do with it, right? You never know until you try. So, and in most cases, I will tell you that mom loved the activity. So just give it a try. If it doesn't work, you just stop doing it. I mean, it's that simple, right? This isn't rocket science. So we have to simplify the activities like we talked about before, right? We have to simplify them, but we don't want to dumb them down either, right? So there's a fine line there. But people, they have to feel included They have to feel like they're achieving something and that they can still do something. So the whole point is a sense of purpose. Hey, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified when we have new content available for you.